stock Vanos. It really gets a bad rap, but it's seemingly every BMW owner's worst nightmare. It's overall reliable in this car. The solenoids are definitely a problem. It's really can be taken care of with preventative maintenance, and that's really where it all started with me. And really any E39 M5 owner should be servicing these. And that really comes into play with the little screens and filters on these things. You need to take those off and really clean the inside of the solenoid. So you take a battery and you're basically actuating the solenoid valve and pushing brake fluid or whatever cleaner through there to get all the gunk, paper material, whatever else is in there to push it out. Soldering your joints together, I ended up flowing between the 2 points just to make a good connection. A lot of times when these cars just have a bunch of heat cycles, that solder area can crack and fail. Ideally, you want to suck it out, the solder, and then resolder, flow it with some nice new material. And I had been building drones at this point, so I had become well-versed. I don't know about like really good at soldering, but I had been doing a lot of soldering, so I was really happily able to take this on. I was getting codes though, right? I didn't just go in here preventative maintenance like you should. Done the Vanos test and was constantly getting codes. So I figured it was something to do with the boards. A lot of things point to the boards when you ask for people's advice, and looking on M5 board and on Facebook. But my codes kept coming back even after I had seemingly had really good Vanos units. I even sent them out to Dr. Vanos, and he gave them a thumbs up. So I was good there, and I just kind of at that point knew it was something deeper, right? I was scared, but I just kind of was like, whatever, it comes and goes, deal with it later. So I ended up buying some boards because you should have these things as spares lying around. They're very fragile, and also the price is only going up on them. So able to get them 2 boards from someone that was taking apart an engine, and they included in the Vanos units, the entire unit, for a little bit extra. So I went ahead and did that just because why not, right? To have spare Vanos hardware is great. It's really just a paperweight. I was like, whatever. I just kind of bought it on a whim, but it ends up playing in my favor because we ended up putting these Vanos units on the car. Mikhail, like I said, noticed the car was off, and like something was causing it to be off, and it ended up being that Vanos unit. It was so baked, as you saw. I actually had my kids clean up the old Vanos units. I just wanted to clean them up, and that's something they could do pretty easily, right? Because this is almost trash. They could be rebuilt into fresh units, but I actually don't even really know how to source some of these parts. But anyway, I got them to clean it up, and well, before, as you see, that Razor scooter in the background, I ended up giving that to my son for Christmas one year, and he enjoyed it. He was totally shocked, but I ended up putting new tires on it. I found through a motorcycle website, was it Revzilla, scooter tires, like some off-road scooter tires. So I kind of did the off-road tire look on a street bike. Really cool bike. Didn't do much else to it. Cleaned it up, but that thing has been a ton of fun. It'll pilot a 200-pound adult, so pretty much everyone in the neighborhood's ridden that around, me included. Anyway, so once we got the Vanos units cleaned up, I started to notice a few things, start to see a few hints and clues. So I was able to start taking that apart, and let me just go ahead and play that video. So I just got the snap ring off, and I want to look inside this damaged Vanos unit. So we'll pull the washer off and look at this. Yeah, wow. I'm not qualified to tell you what happened, but shit exploded. See all those roller bearings up there? Look at all these. Look at this. They're all supposed to be held inside this little piece here. You can kind of see some of these are still intact right there. I mean, look at this. So I remember finding like some of these little kind of strange metal pieces like this in the pan. And obviously the roller bearings were in the pan as well. Yeah, it was these little that little Where'd that go? I just lost it. It's like this little T-shaped metal piece. It was this. The carrier for the roller bearings is what grenaded. Oh. Okay. See this? Just hold on. So, did this shear off? Oh, this totally just failed. Holy shit. That's not supposed to be two pieces. There we go. Let's check this. Fuck, look at the groove in this. Right in there, just like whatever point it just foo-barred and locked up. Look at the like scoring on the inside. Okay, I didn't know that just came out like that. Now I do. So it was this little T shape. I remember finding this in the upper screen. So it was part of this, the roller bearing carrier. You know, and it just exploded. So now I know where that came from. There's like a thin piece of metal on the inside. I don't know if this is another like part or what. Kind of see this? Oh yeah, okay, this is the spring. Right on. Oh fuck, look at this shit, the wear. So these were riding on this, like this. And the spring tension, you know, it's bracing itself off of this, right? Damn. Okay, so I found the spring in the screen as well. Okay, wow. Oh look, this one's just totally fused, wedged in there. So the spring was out of this one. It just totally wore itself through. Like this one was on its way. Look at that. So here's a normal one. Let's take this one out. Yeah, this is rotating. The other one was barely rotating. It was tough to rotate, so I'm surprised it just like didn't have some combination of roller bearings and whatever this outer like sort of bearing is, like how it just didn't make some combo and grenade on itself. Don't know. What's interesting is that there's like this copper sort of color to the tips. You know, these are, it's either just totally worn down or it's a different part. Yeah, so I don't know how to get this to come out like the other one. Probably because it's not completely broken, we can't do it. Anyway, I was trying to look at this inner bearing here, this ring, just to see if there's any kind of like obvious damage. It looks a little bit grooved, but nothing like this one. I mean, this is just like insane. Yeah, there's like a small little channel in the middle of it. You can kind of see it. Anyway, I'm just kind of speculating on like how it happened and if it was just like oil starvation or just a bad part, tolerancing, whatnot. I don't know. Probably both. maybe more oil starvation, since we know this was a little bit neglected. See all those little roller bearings in there? That's where they're supposed to be. So this is what I found on the upper screen when I dropped the pan and the little screen. So yeah, you do that procedure to hopefully not find these, which is the indicator that you need to do your timing chain guides. These are the little clips that hold the chain, the bottom of the motor, like the U guide. So I also found what you just saw was all this from inside the Vanos. So I was like perplexed with the spring, right? Like what the, where is this from? It was this. It was what I showed you earlier. It was this spring holding this guy, this little cam. So I also found this. This is the top of that cam. Right, so this is more than likely, this goes here. I bet this will match up. Like that. What else? It's like some RTV. Yeah, and then these are those little T-shaped pieces I was talking about, the carrier for the roller bearings. Well, now you know. If you find any of this in your upper screen, take your Vanos apart.